Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this class for business environment. This is the second paper for second semester of MCOM. This is the first class for business environment. So you know very well that this subject has already 5 blocks, and we will cover every one block in a one class. So there will be only 5 class or 6 class for doubt clearing session, if we include doubt clearing session. So there will be 5 class for 5 blocks. So please join all the classes seriously. And you know, in a 1 hour class, 3 units or 4 units cannot be discussed elaborately. There will be so many points, and we cannot discuss deeply. So you should read your SLM, and if you have doubt, then you can ask or clear your doubts. So please read your SLMs. So today is our first class, and welcome to all. For this session and this subject, business environment, the course code is MCOM-202. And also you know there is exam for 70 marks and 30 marks will be on assignments. You should read thoroughly SLMs and also prepare yourself by the questions in exercises and progress questions. I mean, check your progress. There is some questions. So prepare yourself by these questions. Every unit have some questions to prepare. Take preparation. So please read thoroughly all the essays. We can just focus some points, some topics of the subject in these classes. So this is the online classes, and also this is the course for distance learning. You know very well, everything is on your hand. For your past, for your knowledge, you should learn very well through the SLMs. Everything's are in SLMs. SLMs are prepared scientifically, and as per our demand and as per the present demands. So read thoroughly. Okay, Now, welcome the first class. We will learn about, discuss about business environment. What is business environment? You know about environment. Environment is included with climates, nature, okay? But business environment includes all climates, nature, and also with society, political environment, government, government rules, social culture, customers' choice, customers, the internal environment of the organization, of the business, of the industry. So every business faces two environments, external and internal. Externals are the outer, like which I already said, the environment of society, politics, government, and competitions, customers, cultures, all. And internal behavior, internal culture, internal strategy, internal planning. So now, what is actual the behavior? The whole of people, organization, rival business, the government, courts, media, investors, and the other elements that impact corporate performance but are not under the control of commercial organization is collectively referred to as the business environment. Therefore, although they are outside the control of business organization, factors including shifting customers, taste and performance preferences, fast technological advancement, rising market rivalry, and changes in government economic policies all have a significant impact on how well business succeeds. So this is the business environment. For instance, a rise in government taxes makes everything on the market more expensive. Technological advancements could render an old product obsolete. Political unpredictability inspires fear among investors. Heightened competition among rivals could impact company profits, and shifting consumer preferences and demand could make a new product more necessary and use one less. Okay. So what is the objective of or making of business environment? So the term business environment refers the entirely of individual groups and other external factors that may impact industry production but are not under its control. So now in this class today we will cover the block 1, theoretical framework of business environment. In this unit, in this block, there is 3 units. First unit is concept and significance of Indian business environment. Second unit is nature, elements and dimensions. And unit 3 is environmental scanning and monitoring. Okay, though this is the actual structure block of a block 1, and we have to learn all these units for business environment. So business environment, an exploration of how business operates within India's unique economic, political, social landscape. This framework examines the interplay between internal capabilities and external forces shaping organizational success. This is business environment in actual India. So concept of Indian business environment. Concept of Indian business environment. The business environment encompasses all external and internal factors that influences business operations and determining organizational success. In India's context, this environment is uniquely shaped by the nation's socio-economic culture, political frameworks, legal systems, and rich cultural diversity. Business environmental as per or according to Kate Davis, business environment is the aggregate of all conditions, events, and influences that surrounds and affects the business. According to Wheeler, total of all things external to business side, farms and industries which affect their organization and operations. So this is the concept of business environment. So learn about this. There is so many definitions from various organizations, various persons, various thinkers. American Marketing Association said or told a combination of all factors, conditions, and influences that affects the company ability to market its product or services effectively. This is for business environment. So there is so many thinkers. They publish their things, thoughts, by definition. I have already discussed about the concept, what are the actual meaning of business environment. There is all included, which affects the business, which influence the business decisions. Okay, so there is also this concepts in so many things. Now, next, features of business environment. What are the features of business environment? The totality of forces there is included encompasses cultural, political, economic, social, technological, legal, and global dimensions simultaneously. Those all the features, and also dynamic and complex, also the feature of business environment. always dynamic and complex, like rapid transformation driven by liberalization, technological advancement, and increasing globalization. Multifaceted, different businesses interpret environmental changes as opportunities or threats based on their capabilities. Like example, past 1991 economic reforms of India fundamentally transformed India's business landscape, opening markets and attracting foreign investments. We know very well that. Okay. So, significance of business environment. Actually, business environment is extremely important to business because it has a direct impact on their capacity to function, compete, and achieve success. The following some silent features that underscore the importance of the business environment, like opportunity recognition, enables business to identify emerging market opportunities and competitive threats easily. Strategic planning facilitates informed decision making and adapting to changing market conditions. And sustainable growth influences profitability, expansion, and long-term survival of firms. As an example, Reliance Industries strategically adapted to India's evolving market demands, transforming from textiles to telecom and retail through environmental awareness. Okay, so there is some strategic decision making. Okay, risk control, identification of opportunities, flexibility and adaptability, advantage of competition, adherence to regulations, allocation of resources. These are the significance of business environment. Okay, adoption of technology and innovations, client containment. These are also the significance. Worldwide growth, not sustainable growth, and worldwide growth, organization must take into account global characteristics in a commercial world that is more globalized. Successful foreign growth requires knowledge of trade regulations, cultural diversity, and global economic trends. And taking care of business socially, corporate social responsibility is being emphasized more and more in the business world. Companies that integrate social and environmental issues into their operations improve their standing and foster goodwill among stakeholders. And also extended durability means long-term survival of firms. So a forward-looking analysis of business environment is beneficial to an organization's long-term viability. It assists in recognizing prospective obstacles and opening that might present themselves in the future. Okay, so these are the significance of business environment. Okay, next we'll go the nature of business. This is actually under unit 2. Unit 2, nature of business environment. So specific forces directly impact individual firms, investors and shareholders, customers and consumers. Specific forces directly impact on individual firms. This is the nature. Which are those? The investors and shareholders, customers and consumer behavior, competitor and market rivals and suppliers and vendors directly impact. But general forces affect all business broadly, not specifically one or two industry or one or two business. Like political climate and stability, social trends and values, technological advancements, legal and regulatory framework. Okay. The environment remains uncontrollable, yet business must proactively adapt. Like example, government policies on startup funding and social trends towards digital payments significantly impact Indian tech startups. Okay, so these are the nature of business environment, and another way we can say the some points of nature of business environment: adaptable nature, intricacy. The corporate environment has many interconnected, complicated components of nature, factors pertaining to technology, politics, society, economy, and the environment all add to the complexity that organizations must manage. This is called the intricacy. Danger and uncertainty. There is also danger and uncertainty. One essential components of the corporate environment is uncertainty. Okay. Next, like linkages between things, globalization, variability in regulations. These are also said there. Sure. And technological upheaval, social and cultural influences. These are the nature's awareness of the environment, pressures from competitions, overloading with informations, legal and ethical perspective. Those are the main natures of environment. Those affects the business. Now the elements and dimensions of business environment, like economic, there are some groups: economic and political, legal, socio-cultural elements, technological elements, global elements, environmental elements. In economic elements, there is GDP growth, okay, inflation, so many okay, and political, governmental, those are the market structure and consumer purchasing power, political, legal, government stability, regulation, taxation policies, trade laws, and political climates, socio-cultural elements like demographics, lifestyle changes, education level, and cultural values influencing consumptions, technological elements like innovation rates, digital transformation, automation, and infrastructure development. Global elements are international trade agreements, foreign investment flows, and global economic trends. Environmental sustainability concerns, climate policies, and ecological regulations. These are the elements and dimensions of business aid environment as a group. Impacts of these elements like India's digital push and Making India initiative are reshaping business strategies across sectors. Okay. So, and also we can divide in these elements in internal, like organizational culture, structure of organization, style of management and leadership, human resources, internal procedures, infrastructure and technology, financial resources, and also in external environment. External environment is economic context, cultural and social context, political and legal landscape, the technological surroundings, competitive scene, worldwide settings, the natural world, the environment by demographics, partner and supplier relations, consumer preference and trends. These are also we can separate by external and internal elements of business environment. And also dimension of business environments, we can say the financial aspects. This dimension includes variable that affects the financial health of firms, including inflation, interest rates, currency rates, economic growth, general economic stability. Dimension of society and culture includes the social attitudes, market choices, cultural norms, and social values that influence worker dynamics, consumer behavior, and demographic trends. Legal and political aspects also, this is the another dimension. It includes all aspects that influence business operations and decision making, including as political stability, legal frameworks, regulations, and compliance needs. Dimensions of technology involves the rate of technological change, innovation, research, and development, and technological development that have the potential to upend or create new business models. And worldwide dimensions, it refers to elements that affect enterprises functioning on a global scale, such as international variables, trade policies, geopolitical events, global economic trends, and cross-border effects. Dimension of the natural environment involves taking into account ecological elements that affect company operations and practices, as well as issues with natural resource availability, environmental sustainability, and climate change, and like competitive aspects. This is another dimension. Includes the market structure, the competitive environment within a certain industry, the tactics used by rivals to affect differentiation, pricing, and market share. Legal and regulatory aspect of it focus especially on the legal and regulatory frameworks that business must abide by, such as industry standards, government regulations, and compliance obligations. Demography includes demographic factors that affects market demand and labor makeup. Dimension of social responsibility ethics, it includes moral issues, corporate social responsibility, and how business operations affects the environment and society. Dimension of finance, it includes financial markets, capital availability, source of finance, and general finance well-being. These are the elements of finance dimension of business environments. In this slide, all these are all together by grouping: economic, political, socio-cultural, technological, global, and environmental. Okay. Now environmental scanning and monitoring. This is the unit 3. What is environmental scanning? Environmental scanning is systematic collection and analyzing of information about external environmental factors. External environmental factors and continuous monitoring is ongoing tracking of environmental changes to anticipate potential impacts. So we can say environmental scanning is a crucial step in the business process, since it is an organization's duty to monitor anything that might have a negative effects on both their collateral and their operations. Okay. Key analytical tools of this, there are some analytical tool, pastel and SWOT. Pastel analysis means the P for political, E for economics, S for social, T for technological, L for legal, and E for environmental factors. SWOT analysis is strengths, S for strength, W for weaknesses, and O for opportunities, and T for threats. This is SWOT. The partners 5: competitive rivalry, supplier power, buyer power, substitution, threats. Now, in new entry barriers, these are the key analytical tools. Examples: Indian IT firms like TCS and Wipro use environmental scanning in maintaining global competitiveness. Okay. Actually, organization attempts to do an environmental scan, like why? In order to plan for future activities, market research in conduct, and the data gathered from the process is examined, evaluating a competitor's performance to gain insight on their business concepts and tactics, gaining knowledge from the organization executives, examining and selecting based on the demographic information, and gathering data from published publication websites, journals, magazines, newspapers. Okay, these are the actual objectives of scanning. Next, the importance of environmental scanning in India is anticipating regulatory changes. Number one, this track evolving government policies, taxation laws, and compliance compliance requirements. Next, market trend analysis, identify shifting consumer preferences, emerging market segments and competitive dynamics, technological shifts, monitor innovation cycles, digital transformation, and disruptive technologies. Next, risk management. Proactively address potential threats and vulnerabilities in the external environment. Opportunity identification is another important. This is early detection of growth sectors like renewable energy, e-commerce, and fintech. So there is one case study. Infosys adopted a global digital trends through proactive environmental scaling, investing in AI and cloud services before demand peaked. Okay, so these are the importance. Elaborately, we can say environmental scaling is a crucial part of an organization's commercial operation. An organization may benefit greatly from doing environmental analysis in order to maintain its competitive edge and safeguard against commercial losses. Some may discover information about the industry's advantages, possibilities, and risks by doing an environmental study. Knowing all these aspects allow you to make informed business decisions and change your approach to doing business. We can ascertain whether or not resources such as financial people and other resources are being used effectively by using environmental analysis. It aids in reducing the waste of these vital resources. Regularly scanning the environment aids the company in understanding the possibilities and risks present in the sector, providing the basis for the planning and execution of future plans. And it may discover, or someone may discover more about the rivals' business tactics by doing an environmental scan. To keep them in continual competition, you might develop your tactics based on the concept you draw from the plans. And long-term company planning heavily relies on the data gathered from environmental scaling. So maintaining a connection with the customers is facilitated by environmental scanning. You can get knowledge on how your customers' expectations are evolving and adjust your offerings accordingly. So these are the importance of environmental scanning in India. Next, the challenges in India business environment. These are the challenges: regulatory complexity, federal structure creates diverse regulation across states, requiring multi-level compliance strategies. You know, India is a federal country. There is so many states, and every state has their own laws, own regulations, own government, and there is also a central government, central regulation, central laws. So for business, there is some complexity, rapid transformations, accelerating socio-economic changes and technological disruptions demand constant organizational agility. Political uncertainty. All over the world now, what is going on in Middle East, Russia and Ukraine, and so many between so many countries. So, and also policy shift in global economy, volatility create unpredictable business conditions. So many government, there is so many types of government and government rules. Some governments are social, some means the like in if the government is socialist, there is one law, there is one politics, there is one means the regulation. If democratic, there is one. If religious, there is another. So many countries have their own nature, own character. So political also, there's so many wars, so many conflicts. So political uncertainty is the challenge. Now in India also, there is so many states. Every states have their own government, and always some uncertainty of government running. So these are the effective challenges for the businesses. Now another is adaptive imperative, requires continuous learning, flexible strategies, and rapid response capabilities from Indian businesses. Okay, next, conclusion: navigating India's business. Master the framework, embrace adaptations, seize opportunities. Okay, these are the main business environmental scaling of business. So please read these all, and I would like to some also say or here some types of environmental scaling. Some scaling are central scaling, thorough scaling, So these are the, and also the methods: systematical approach, ad hoc approach, processed form approach. These are the scanning approach. Okay, tools already I have told. Okay, so this is the class for today, and now some questions are here for your study and preparation. So please go through these questions and prepare yourself. Thank you, and over for this class. Thank you. And if you have some questions, if you some doubts, please ask, or you can clear doubt in next classes. Okay. Have you any questions? Ask me now, or you can ask in the next classes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.